His jaw-dropping art will have you shocked it's not a photo. His work has gained him recognition on the national stage by the biggest names in sports and music. Please welcome to the show, Seattle artist Keegan Hall. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate you having me, yeah.
So you just did an incredible collab, I understand, with baseball cards Topps for the biggest MLB players, including the Mariners' Julio Rodriguez. Tell us about this collab.
Yeah, it's a really cool opportunity for me as a baseball fan, as a card collector, to have this opportunity to work with the biggest, the oldest brand. And we did something super unique with this. So I selected 10 of the best players in the league, and we created 4 cards of each player. And this is where it's really unique, is that each card showcases a different stage of the creation process. So like this first card of Julio is like the really kind of ugly, rough sketch, about 25% complete. And then this last one here is the final drawing. So you really get to, you can collect all 4, see the piece come together start to finish. So something that's never been done, and it's kind of really exciting to see the reactions of folks.
Oh, and there you are looking at the stage 1 to 4. That is truly incredible. What has your response been from the athletes? Have you heard from some of these players?
Yeah, some of these guys I've worked with, like Julio and I have worked together. I do a lot of charity projects, so he and I raised a bunch of money for charity. So it's always cool to see their reactions on these projects, but these just came out. So this is super, super new still. And so I'm constantly seeing people posting them on social media for the first time. People are like, what the heck is this thing? Like, so it's really fun to see those initial reactions.
Definitely. I want to talk about, you just mentioned that you do a lot for charities and beyond. So why was that so important to raise money for these nonprofits?
Well, that's obviously a very personal story for me. So I grew up in a trailer park, actually not too far from here. Most of my life was in that trailer park. So I really wanted to help kids that were in my position, you know, kind of reach their dreams would be the easiest way to do it. So once I returned to art following the passing of my mom, which was super unexpected, I kind of had this.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Yeah, I had this kind of shocking moment to kind of reassess my life and what I wanted to do, and this was the first time I got back into art in almost 10 years. No drawings at all. And actually, back then, this is when the Seahawks were going to the Super Bowls, and it looks like they're going to be doing that again.
We can only hope.
So Cam Chancellor was a big part of me getting exposure, and then Richard Sherman was my first ever charity project. And I've been grateful to work with a lot of really, really amazing people since then, and raise, man, over $800,000 now for various charities kind of across the board. So it's been really, really fun.
Wow, that's an amazing way to give back. Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your story. You know, your work has gained worldwide attention, like we mentioned. How does it feel to make something so iconic now that people are just obsessed with?
It's crazy for me, because I kind of mentioned where I came from, and you know, kids where I come from don't usually get to have opportunities like this. And this was the mindset that I had growing up, as these self-imposed limitations. And it wasn't until I got a little bit older, a little bit wiser, where I kind of realized that that's just a complete lie. You have the opportunity to be great. It's up to you to make your own future. And kind of once I really absorbed that message, lots of doors started to open. So it's so cool to get to this opportunity now, where it's a worldwide project. You know, I've seen people in different countries opening packs of cards, trying to find these cards, and they're so hard to get. So it's cool when people actually finally do get their hands on one.
Oh, that just gave me chills. That's amazing. Your work really does truly look like a photo. Why hyper-realistic art?
Yeah, I think it's so hard to achieve. So for me, it's something that I constantly want to get better at. So each drawing, when I returned to art about 10 years ago, I look back on that, and they suck, right? They're just terrible drawings, but you get better and better and better and better. So it's this constant refinement of your skill, and it's almost impossible to get like a perfectly drawn photograph quality piece of artwork, but that's the goal, right? So I'm always constantly chasing that perfection, and to see the improvement over time, it's just kind of a testament to what we can all achieve if you kind of put your mind to something, go all in, and see what happens.
Is that what you want people to know if anyone's thinking that, you know, or they have something that's holding themselves back? You know, you took that hiatus like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I actually speak at a lot of schools around the area, and talking to kids about what is possible, and that message of why not you, and overcoming those mental barriers to achievement. So yeah, no, that's a super big message that's important to me. In fact, I have this tattoo on my chest that says, magic is something you make. And it's
Beautiful.
this idea that, you know, if you want to create magic, whatever that is in your field, you got to take action, you got to do the work, and the result will follow.
You got to start somewhere. You have a massive following now. What would you say then was your big break?
It's hard because I don't know if there ever is one big break, but I would say, you know, I mentioned Cam Chancellor. He was the one that got the ball rolling initially. I did some really cool sports projects with a lot of athletes. Eddie Vedder with Pearl Jam was a big one, just getting into the music side. And then probably personally, I did a piece for Michael Jordan.
Oh my Lord.
So that was like, as a basketball fan, it was like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna retire.
Yes,
There's nowhere to
retire
go.
happy.
You know, so yeah, that's probably near the top.
What's next, quickly, before we leave?
Man, more charity projects, working with more music, more athletes. I feel like I'm just getting started with what's possible, but I think this is going to be a really, really big year for raising money for some really important causes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your passion and your story with us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.